Hi, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to learn how to make this very popular slow shutter effect that's been all over Instagram over the past few weeks. And it is a very easy effect, but you need pre-production, you need to know how to do it and when to do it. Also, as I said in the past video, still traveling around Europe. Right now we're in Berlin and we're in a friend's apartment, which we really appreciate that we can stay. But again, just a camera, just a microphone, nothing special. So hopefully you stick around even if the quality goes down a little bit. I actually made a tutorial about how to make a slow shutter effect on Instagram that did very well. And so I thought, why don't I just make a longer version of that tutorial since it was just a reel. And I make it from a YouTube channel because I think people might benefit from it. So here we are. The first thing to know is understanding how shutter speed work. And usually when I'm shooting something like a talking sequence or anything outside that I don't want to slow down, it's going to be a 1/50th because I'm shooting at 24 frames or 25 frames per second. In this case, we're shooting at 24 frames per second. And I want my shutter speed to be somewhere around 1/20th or 1/15th. Usually 1/20th does it the best for me because it's the look that I like. It's got that slow shutter look enough, but it's not too jittery, because if you go down to 1/10th, 1/15th even, it is a bit jittery, it is a bit, and I just don't really like that look too much. And if you go a bit over, like 1/30th, 1/40th, it almost doesn't look like it's slow shutter, it almost just looks like it's, I don't know, something a bit weird. But I do use that effect sometimes to give a bit of a more dreamy, kind of confused, more like oh kind of look to my video. So just play around with it. But if you want to get this specific effect, I recommend 1/20th. Now the next thing to talk about is frame rate. For this specific effect, I totally recommend shooting at 24 or 25 frames per second. Anything higher than that, like 30, 60 or 120, it's just not gonna look nice and it will look just weird, to be honest. So stick to 24 frames per second and then keep the shutter speed close to 24 numbers, so 20 or 25. Now that we know how to choose the shutter speed and the frame rate, next thing is aperture. Usually this is really up to you, but I recommend shooting the widest your lens can, because usually that is the sharpest generally of the lens, which means that, for example, in this case I'm shooting at 2.8, and I will keep that 2.8 because there is so much going on with the slow shutter that I want my subject, whatever is moving, whatever I'm moving with, to be exactly sharp and have a little bit of depth as well. Unless I'm shooting something very complicated that I don't want my camera to confuse, then I'm shooting maybe at 4 or at 5.6, but usually I have 2.8 cut. Another thing to remember is, unless I'm actually moving with the subject, I would always just set the focus and then switch to manual focus, because that will help me get a better shot and just don't confuse the camera, you know, when you're moving forward or backwards with the camera, and it may get confused, especially with a slow shutter. So you don't want that little weird focus breathing, so take that off and you're set. Now the most important thing when it comes to slow shutter is stabilization, because as soon as your camera shakes just a little bit, you will have some weird jitters and motion blur going on because the shutter speed is so low. So you want to make sure that whatever you're shooting, however you're shooting, you know that the camera doesn't have to move much. So I totally recommend, if it's something that's moving past you, to just pan like this, back and forth, and hopefully just handheld should be good. Then if you want to give a bit more of a shaky look than following something running or something, then a handheld is fine. But if you actually want to do something a bit cooler, like going around somewhere, like following an object with a very precise movement, I always recommend shooting on a gimbal, just because you will get a much smoother shot and you will eliminate that micro jitter, that micro motion blur that will get into the shot otherwise. Another thing that I actually use slow shutter with is transition. Sometimes I literally take my camera and I just go like this. It looks very stupid, but in reality what you're doing is you're getting this like very smooth one direction motion blur shot that you can overlay over two different shots and use that as a transition to the next shot, for example like a fast-paced sequence or anything like that. I actually really enjoy using this, but again, as everything, I'm trying to teach you guys on this channel, everything in moderation, just a little bit of something, don't overdo it, and your video will look good. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. If you did so, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video next week. I'm gonna be in Italy, so I'll see you guys in Italy.